Impressionist painting. The Impressionist period took place between 1870 and 1890, where like-minded painters such as Manet, Renoir, Monet, Cassatt, Degas, and Van Gogh either worked, showed paintings, or went to school together. Sometimes they would use their style to compete against one another by using a style reaction, or for example, they would get more in touch with their painting by painting a natural feature outdoors where it becomes more real. In Impressionism, the painters most times were taught at the Impressionist school, where they were taught to convey on canvas what impression the subject matter impressed upon them. This period brought out many basic principles such as balance, graduation, movement and rhythm, proportion, variety, and unity. When comparing these 5 Impressionist paintings, Ruined Cathedral, West Facade by Claude Monet, A Bar at the Folies Bergère by Edward Manet, Luncheon of the Boating Party by Pierre-Auguste Renoir, The Boating Party by Mary Cassatt, The Dance Class by Edgar Degas. The painting that is most color dominant, in my opinion, is Luncheon of the Boat Party. Most critics might say it is Cassatt's The Boating Party because of the bright blues, yellows, and greens and the dependency on light, but Renoir's painting uses white light effectively through the reds, greens, and whites, which are on the opposite end of the color wheel. On the other hand, the painting that is most line dominant over color is Ruined Cathedral, West Facade. The long lines of the building make the building look as if it is enormous, extending forever into the sky. The lines in this painting are blurry, soft, and not definite, which make them open lines. Lines for the impressive painter are important because they define height and shape and divide space and draw the viewer's eye to a specific object or event. In terms of composition, the painting that relies on diagonal lines, groups of objects, or images is the Dancing Class. This painting is painted from an awkward position which elongates the painting, drawing the viewer's focus to the furthest dancer in the room. The groups of images or dancers show movement by the curvature of their bodies and the angling towards the corner of the room. The Impressionist reliance on balance, as seen in A Bar at the Folies Bergère, is the best example of symmetry. Manet uses a crowd full of people in the background to evenly balance what could be a bit of awkwardness from the female maiden that divides the page, holding on to the bar as if she was steadying the counter. This painting controls the viewer's eye by drawing the viewer's eye towards the fair-skinned maiden and her expression. The couple in the right side of the page could easily weigh the right side of the painting down if the maiden was not there. On the other hand, the painting on the opposite end of the spectrum of being symmetrical is known as asymmetrical. In the Luncheon of the Boat Party painting, all of the people are sitting on one side of the page while there is a feeling of empty space at the opposite end. The same is true for the Dancing Class, except the dancers are on the opposite side and the open space is a dance floor. The impression that was conveyed upon me by these paintings is that even though the paintings have their differences, they had the same feeling of that era. Each painter did a good job at revealing my senses and drawing my attention to certain points and themes. The use of lines, objects, and colors were really brought out by their use of symmetrical and asymmetrical positioning of objects that really kept my eye. The Impressionist era was exactly as it sounds, an Impressionist era, or era of impression. This is a turning point of how painters approached their painting and what they wanted the viewer to bring away from the painting. If I were to purchase one of these paintings for my home, it would have to be the Boat Party, because of its colors, the happy feeling that is brought away from looking at it, and the mariner theme would go well in my home.